The loss of a longtime paramedic in Buncombe County is drawing attention to the mental stress and trauma first responders can face. Emergency vehicles from across our area formed a procession today to pay tribute to Adam Haygood. Haygood was lost to suicide last weekend. Services to honor him were held in Stuart Auditorium at Lake Junaluska. The show of support for Haygood shows the camaraderie among EMS workers. As News 13's Rex Hodge reports, it also emphasizes the role of mental health treatment availability.
With the loss of Adam Haygood in tragic circumstances, first responders would be the first in line for services here at Lake Junaluska and the first to raise awareness about mental health awareness. Haygood found his calling to be a first responder at a young age, volunteering at the Junaluska Fire Department near his Waynesville home.
He liked to help people, liked to be involved and stuff.
Chief Charles Wood knows it's a job, helping people often on their worst days, where pressure can build on first responders.
We bring in a special team for that. They're trained in, debrief. They do debriefings, stress relief.
Haygood went on to a long tenure with Buncombe County EMS. Over his loss, the agency says, "It is time we learn how to hold space and take care of each other, learn to identify the warning signs and shift the culture." Buncombe County's manager says he served our community well, and we honor his immense contribution to our community's health and welfare. EMS units from around the area lined up for Haygood's service. From the tragedy, a unified message that mental health help is available for first responders, including from Rick Baker's Responder Support Services. It includes a program unique to our mountains called First Responder Fast Track to Hospitalization.
And it facilitates a direct admission to a lot of our local hospitals and regional hospitals, where a first responder can go into the behavioral health floor of a hospital in our region and do it very quietly and discreetly.
Baker says there is also a robust peer support network.
Just about every agency throughout Western North Carolina has personnel who are trained and certified in critical incident stress management.
And Baker's company has a 24/7 crisis line specifically for first responders.
And that number is 828-209-8038.
Baker says gaps in first responder staffing can lead to more overtime and cumulative stress. All the more reason to encourage reaching out for help without stigma.
It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help when you're not okay.
Go to WLOS.com for more information about mental health awareness, especially for first responders.
I would say that I'd be surprised at a town this size, a tourist destination, that you would have something like that happen.
An armed robbery suspect on the run tonight after robbing a couple in downtown Asheville. Police are now asking for help identifying him.
Now tourists and locals are concerned. News 13's Hannah McKenzie reports it's not out of line for the city's current crime numbers.
The couple left Mellow Mushroom just 6 minutes after sunset. That's when the suspect approached them. A manager here telling me they left the restaurant, walked this way, but the business's security camera didn't catch the incident. A casual dinner turning traumatic for a couple in downtown Asheville Tuesday. According to APD, after leaving the Mellow Mushroom on Broadway Street just after 8 p.m., the pair was confronted by a man with a gun. He threatened to shoot. The suspect making off with a purse and wallet, but not before shoving the woman to the ground. He's described as a white male with a short goatee, about 5'10", with a skinny build.
That had to be terrifying for those people.
Joni Blackman in Asheville for a girls' trip. This news of an armed robbery, more in line with crime in her hometown of Chicago, she says.
It's not the kind of thing I've ever heard of. In regard to Asheville, you hear about artists and the Biltmore, but not crime.
But violent crime is on the rise in Asheville. From 2021 to 2022, APD reporting aggravated assaults up 21.8% and armed robberies up 20%.
That's really scary. That's not something you think about when it comes to Asheville. It's just not on the radar to have that kind of crime level.
Nora Jones and husband Bruce visiting from Myrtle Beach.
I'm going to wear my purse differently. It's how I do it for New York City.
Tourists and locals left on edge.
Maybe consider, getting a pepper spray or something.
Lily Glazner works close to where the couple was robbed at gunpoint.
I think personally, it heightened my worry a little bit about the area.
For the Joneses, it wouldn't stop them from coming back. They just hope city leaders get on top of it.
Crime isn't going away. Places like this have an opportunity to figure it out and do better things to make it safe.
This incident happened less than a quarter of a mile away from the Asheville Police Department. If you have any information that could help identify this armed robbery suspect, contact APD.
Water rate hikes could be on the horizon for customers of Asheville's water system.
City leaders are discussing a proposal to increase bi-monthly bills by $7.13, coming out to an annual increase of $42.78.
As News 13's Andrew James reports, leaders say the rate increase is needed to maintain the current service level and make way for capital improvements.
Have not been voted on, but they have been the topic of discussion at several city council work sessions and meetings. As of now, not all council members have agreed on the best path forward.
We really would like to continue that capital investment because it is critical to maintaining production and distribution systems.
A city staff recommended water fee increase up for discussion right now in Asheville. The proposal includes an increase in base fees charged to customers according to meter size and an increase in consumption fees based on the amount of water used.
But this is really a key piece of maintaining our water system. Without that capital allocation, they will be unable to continue maintenance at the level previous to FY20.
The proposal would increase bi-monthly bills by $7.13, coming out to an annual increase of $42.78. City staff say the increase will help fund an additional maintenance crew, staffing enhancements, and improvements to critical communication and customer service.
And I'm inclined to follow the request that they made with the understanding that we can decide when we want to make a change or not.
The proposed rate increase comes as a consultant is studying Asheville's water rates and structure. That work is expected to be completed this fall, and more changes could be recommended from that study. Councilmember Kim Roney has pushed back on the rate increase, calling for residential rates to be frozen until that consultant study is complete. In a statement, she says in part, quote, "Infrastructure investment is obviously needed and will require rate increases, but the deep bulk discount provided for commercial rate users, as well as the unidentified infrastructure impact of short-term rentals and second homes, means full-time residents appear to continue to carry the greatest burden." The director of Water Resources says if a rate increase is approved, it would go into effect July 1st, but customers would not see it reflected on their bills until September.